Things are heating up here in San Palezzo. It is August. It's hot outside, and it's time to get these tires nice and hot. I'd like to welcome everybody to round 8 of the 2023 Slide Style season. That's right, we are right here in San Palezzo. Going to be a great event. This line is a little bit different than we've run all throughout the season leading up to this point. And I can't wait for everybody to see all of the high-speed action we've got coming at you tonight for this month's event. Speaking of this month's event, before we move on any further, right off the bat, we've got to talk about something super important for everybody watching along with our events, and we appreciate everyone's support throughout the entire season. So, speaking of the entire season, you can see right here, round 8, that's where we're at today, August 25th, but you might notice the rest of the schedule is not once a month as it was previously throughout the rest of the year. Used to be we would run an event once per month and have practice sessions all throughout, but we had some discussions with our drivers, officials, and everybody else, and we are going to change things up a little bit for the end of the season. So, for the remainder of the 2023 season, our events are going to be every 2 weeks. Every other Friday, there is going to be a Slide Style main event right here on the channel. Alex on your screen. Irwindale coming up September 8th. The final round 10 at Ebisu Circuit, where we crown our series champion, is going to be September 22nd, and a brand new event to cap off the end of the year. You see it right there. October 6th is going to be winner take all. The top 12 drivers throughout the entire season in championship points are going to face off in the King of Slide Style tournament. You will find out more about that as time goes on. Keep an eye on the Slide Style Discord, ! Slide Style. It'll take you there and let you know everything you need to know. Can't wait for that one. We're keeping the line a little bit of a secret. The drivers are going to know about it, but we're not going to publicize that information too much. Maybe if you take a look at a practice stream on the other Fridays, you'll see a little bit of something. But definitely keep an eye out for that. So we are super excited to bring you all that action for the rest of this season. But today, San Palezzo, where we're at, and we are ready to rock and roll. Of course, it is time for qualifying here. We're going to show you the list of drivers that we have ready, lined up to rock and roll. And we are already looking at our first driver here on the starting line for tonight's festivities. That's right, it is our man Tiny over here in this not-so-tiny RTR Mustang. Looking at the awesome design on this car, and you may be wondering, what exactly is it that's different about Slide Style and these machines? Well, first things first, here in Slide Style, we do things a little bit different than a traditional drifting event. We don't have clipping zones. We don't have decel zones, track limits, or anything like that. And biggest of all, we do not have judges. And there is a reason for that. That is you listening to me right now, everybody that's at home watching. If you can see us on your screen right now, you are the judges. That's right. Over in the Twitch chat, you will see a vote come up for every single one of these runs, and you get to decide who is going to move on in the event, and you are the judges for the event. And that is what is different about Slide Style and how we do things. And not only that, qualifying is the hookup here, and that's what we're getting ready to do. So each driver makes a single run, and you guys give your 1 to 5 star rating. We'll average that up. The top 11 drivers are going to automatically advance to the bracket. The drivers that are ranked 12th through 16th are going to run again for a last chance qualifier. We are looking at speed, angle, flow, edge, and aggression. Of course, the first two are what you're always looking for in any drifting event, but when we talk about flow, edge, and aggression, we're talking about how smoothly these drivers are able to head through the line of this course, how on edge they are. Do they take it all the way to the outside of the track at every point they can, and how aggressive they are at tackling the course. And before we get our first run underway, we are going to look at what it is about a slide style car that makes it a slide style car. These are rear wheel drive machines with a maximum of 1,000 horsepower. The wheels are between 16 and 20 inch in diameter. They have a 275 millimeter maximum on the width, and all four wheels all the way around the car are exactly the same. They have to be the same all the way around the car. 110 adhesion compound. They got the sticky tires on these machines. Between 35 and 40% sidewall profile, 90 kilopascals of pressure at a minimum. That works out to about 13 or 14 freedom units. And look at me, I'm screwing up. Didn't change the rules package there on the right. The visible tire lettering rule on the rear tires, you see that there. We actually scrapped that rule after the last event, so that will not be a part of this event, even though you see here, Tiny's car is hooked up and does have that tire lettering, but that is not a requirement. So if you see that on a car today, that a car that doesn't have it, do not worry, that is not required. But what is required is the front bumper on all these machines, just to make sure no drift missiles going on around here. We want to make sure it's nice and fair for everybody with that front collision box, especially when we're talking about drivers potentially colliding with each other on track. But with all of that said, I believe we are ready to fire up our first run here with our first driver. So without further ado, let's get it ready to rock and roll here. We are clear and ready to go. Our race control man, DK, he's going to give the green light, and that he does. We are off on our first run. Tiny here, you see on this long straightaway, kicking into this wide left-hand turn is the first opening drift of this event, taking out the cones on the inside. You want to talk about using the edge of the course. That's what it's all about. All the way out to the curb on the outside. From white line to white line, now he swings it way wide, heading into the final turn here. Lots of speed. Oh, gets off in the dirt, is able to gather it up and get back on the track. For those that have never driven, that is so incredibly difficult to do, and that is going to cap off his run right there. Unbelievable there, getting in the dirt and still able to gather it up at the end of the run. Great stuff there from Tiny. Get your votes in, should be in the chat right now. If you're having difficulty seeing it, try to open up the Twitch chat in a browser window. If you're on a mobile device and you are looking through the Twitch app, sometimes the votes do not like to pop up in the app. So definitely be sure to check it out in a browser window on your mobile device. Twitch.tv/Alex on your screen. You should be able to open up the chat directly and be able to see that vote there. But let us know what you think about Tiny's run here. You see up in the live view at the top of your screen, our next driver, Jason, getting ready to rock and roll for his run. About 30 seconds left on this vote here for Tiny. 5-star. With how many stars out of 5 do you give it? We average everybody all up. And that is how we set our qualifying leaderboard. Great run here out of Tiny. I still can't believe, watch here as he gets over, the rear tires get off in the dirt, and usually that car will continue to head directly straight into the wall on the outside, and he was able to very quickly gather it up, and a beautiful finish to that run. Comes out with a 3.4. Great score to start the event off. Awesome run from Tiny there. As we come back into our live shot here, and our next driver driving this Corolla machine is going to be Jason. Awesome looking racing machine here, and don't let that hatchback Toyota Corolla fool you. These cars are absolute drifting monsters. Appreciate these guys. You see them showing a little love on the rear window there for the channel. A lot of these drivers have something like that on their cars. Can't thank them enough for their support for everything that we do and being such a huge part of this second season of slide style competition. And I do believe it is time to get this run underway here. We are good to go. Hearing from race control that we are all clear. Jason is underway for his qualifying run here. 3.4. Going to be the bar. Lots of angle on this first turn. High speed turn. Managing that angle all the way through. Swinging around to the second turn, deceptively difficult. That outside curve comes up on you quickly. And we'll see as he speeds into this final turn here. Is he able to avoid the dirt? He does. He keeps it to the inside, stays on that white line, tracing it all the way around as he comes through to the finish. Great run there out of Jason and that Corolla machine. Take a look at the replay here. The vote is coming at you in the chat. Definitely let us know what you think about that run. Got to beat a 3.4 from Tiny. Gonna be tough competition. Last month's qualifying was the closest qualifying we have ever had in slide style competition. I believe the top 12 drivers were all within 0.4 of each other. I may be mistaken, but it was incredibly close. All the way from top to bottom. Great runs from all drivers. And it looks like today is going to be no exception to that. Just a few seconds left here. On the vote for our man Jason, let him know. It looks like he's going to top out Tiny by just a little bit. Currently at a 3.6. Will it hold as the last few votes come in? And it is a 3.6 on Jason's run as we watch him initiate that first turn one more time. So smooth into the first turn. Great stuff there from Jason. Takes over the top spot in qualifying by just 0.2. As we come back around, we see Skull hanging out on the start line in his standard S15 here. Always rocking this machine, getting better and better and better with it as the weeks go on. Always love seeing Skull in the server. And you want to talk about somebody that practices hard. Our man has been sick for about a week now. And he is hopefully, well, he said as of last night at practice, he was starting to feel better. He's recovering. But he never missed out on a single practice. And he is still driving hard. And he is ready to show that the hard work is going to pay off here, hopefully, with his qualifying run today. So let's see what Skull has got for us on this course. He's been burning it up over the past few weeks. Cannot wait to see what he is bringing to us here. He gets the green light. You know this S15 is going to be lightning fast. As he heads into this first wide sweeping turn, flicks it in hard, way out to the outside, all the way out to the wall, carrying all that angle. Had to gather it up a little bit, maybe had a little bit more speed than he wanted, but he picks it back up, hits the late apex on the second turn, just how you want to do it. So much speed that this car is carrying. The drone is having difficulty keeping up with it. Man, he is absolutely ripping this thing around here. Left front wheel up off the ground. And that is going to be it for Skull's run. I also just realized, yeah, I screwed up. Everybody in the chat, go on and make fun of Alex. Alex screwed up. It's going to show Jason's run again. And then it's going to show Skull's run. That's my fault. When we do brackets, that's how we show both the first and second run back to back. But when you're doing qualifying, you have to clear it out in between. And your wonderful producer this evening, me, didn't do his job. So that was Jason's run. Jason's run was great. Here's Skull. Do you see that perfect flick in? And he flew into that first turn there. Had to gather it up a little bit, but brings the speed on the rest of the run. So everybody watching along, this is your Definitely take a look here at the replay because we're going to have to watch Jason's run again before this comes back around, and we're going to be running short on time replay-wise. So my apologies there. And that's not going to happen again. I'll make sure that that's squared away. It slipped my mind there. So once again, here's Jason's run from earlier. He's not able to get that replay memory cleared out. Hopefully we'll get a good couple of seconds to see Skull's run one more time. I have checked to see if there is a way to manage these things after the fact, and there is an option for it, but unfortunately it does not work quite properly the way it's supposed to. So, all right, here we come. We got a couple seconds left on the vote. Oh, there's the end of it. So a 3.6 for Skull. Once again, my apologies there. But as I said, you guys know Skull always brings it. 3.6 going to tie him for the lead. But beyond the 10th place there, it will put him in second. As we come around to our next driver here, Tempa in this awesome looking R32 machine, kicking it old school. Now, I'm clearing the replays. I have cleared the replays, so we're not going to have that problem. Hey, my apologies, guys. All right, we're back in it here. Tempa in this R32 machine, rocking the dark blue and black two-tone look. I am loving this car, man. Always loving the machines he rolls out with. And I'm sure you've seen on the three cars we have already had run, but take a look at the windshield banner here. These guys are given a little bit of freedom compared to some other events. That's one thing SLIDESTYLE is all about, is about freedom in our events. And we have the rules say that you got to have your name and number on the windshield banner, and the background has got to be the SLIDESTYLE colors. That's it. These guys can get creative and go wild with it after that. And Tempa here, no different with a wild looking windshield banner there. Love seeing the creativity out of all these drivers and these awesome cars that they're able to put together. And then they get behind the wheel, and boy, can they absolutely throw down every single time. Tempa ready to rock and roll here. His qualifying run coming at you. Let's see what this R32 can do. Because it's old school on the outside. I guarantee you this thing is not old school under the hood. It's got some juice in it. And you see there the amount of control this man has in this car. Look how perfectly smooth through the first turn. Kicks the transition over. Going to send it out a little wide for the second turn. Is able to keep it on the pavement. Keeps the speed way up heading into the final turn here. Beautiful smooth run there from Tempa. Great stuff. That vote is coming at you. The replay should be right this time. Oh yeah, there it is. You see him initiate into the first turn there. One of the smoothest first turns we've seen all day long. Beautiful run here. He carried so much speed, but he has so much control of that vehicle. He immediately recognized that he had more speed than he wanted heading into that second turn after the transition, and was able to beautifully control it all the way through. And that's what you want to see in a great tandem driver as well. This man is a monster in that chase position for sure. Definitely get your votes in. Let us know where you want to see Tempa right now. Looking to top the leaderboard out with a 3.9 over Jason and Skull, both rocking a 3.6. Or will he be the first driver to break that 4.0 barrier? Coming down to it here, last few seconds on the vote. No, just short of a 4, going to be a 3.9 for Tempa. Great run from him there. We head back into our live drone camera here, and we see a ride we haven't seen in quite some time. That's right. Our man Exy is back in the server, a staple of last season's competition. Has only been able to run 1 or 2 events this year, but Exy is back and ready to run strong in this, well, this is a way. He's got the wrong car information in here. That's my bad. Let's see, can we fix that on the fly without breaking everything? Let's take a look. We'll come on down here, boom, we're gonna change that. Did it fix it? Oh, it didn't fix it. All right, hang on. Here's where we watch this. Magic trick. Whoop. There it is. Now he's got the right. You gotta have the right car on your name tag. It's bad luck if you got the wrong car on there. You gotta make sure you got the right stuff. All right, well, we got it hooked up. And speaking of hooked up, you know Exy's bringing this machine here hooked up, ready to get into the first turn in this course. We are ready to rock and roll for this run. You already see the rubber on the track, and there it is, laying it down with this 180SX machine as he just nice and smoothly slides it into this first long left-hander. Boy, this car transitions back and forth so smoothly. Does look to be carrying a good amount of speed as well. The angle is there, headed into the final turn, staying on that white line all the way around before cranking it in and heading to the finish. Awesome stuff from Exy here to round out our first group of qualifiers. Of course, we qualify here in groups of 5. So as Exy is leaving the server, the next 5 cars will be joining in and getting set up and ready to go. Awesome run from Exy here. Love seeing him back in a slide style machine. On that last turn, man. Super smooth run all the way up to this point. Like I said, hitting the edges of the course all the way out, white line to white line. Get set up for this final turn here. Watch him, speaking of white lines, watch him trace this white line here on the outside. Keeping that right rear tire like right smack on it as he heads around the final turn. Awesome stuff. And there you go, a 3.6, yet another tie for second. But like I said, our system calculates further than just 1 decimal place there, so it slots him in just below Skull there with a 3.6, good for 4th place currently. Great stuff out of Exy. As we come back around to a 2-time winning slide style driver this season. You know him well, our man PWX. Can never go wrong with the grayscale, monochrome style S15 here. Always loving this ride. You guys know the P-Dub is one of the best to ever bring it here in slide style. And he is looking to add another trophy to the win column. He's ready to rock and roll. Let's not keep him waiting here. I think he's got the green light. Our first season winner in this qualifying lineup. Let's see what he's going to bring to the table here Sending it hard with a ton of angle into that first turn. We're going to get up high on the drone camera here and see the transition. Look how much angle he's able to carry. And now the speed coming into the final turn. You can see that S15 is absolutely ripping through the course here. And these drivers looking to stay on that white line on the final turn, making his way to the finish. As always, P-Dub with the rocket ship. Such great control of that car. Once it gets on angle, you can see how smoothly it stays there. As using the throttle and brake, he's able to slightly adjust his speed without changing the angle of the car. That is so difficult to do. And he makes it seem effortless every time. Let us know what you think about that run coming down to the last couple seconds here. On the vote, currently rocking a 3.8, just one shy of Tempa in that first spot. Is he going to be able to take over that top position? No, Tempa still holding on to the top spot. P-Dub coming in with a 3.8. As we said, the competition is tough this evening. As we come check out Malte's machine here. I'm loving the design on this one. First time I believe we've seen this car in slide style competition. The blue and white design with the yellow accents, man. I'm loving this thing. Looking awesome. This looks like a winning car right here, don't you think? This looks like something that needs a trophy. Speaking of trophies, look at this right here. 2 trophies right there on the door. Yes, I think that's the first. No, Wayne ran he had stars across the windshield last year. I like the little trophy cup there. We need to see about having a graphic like that on these other guys' cars that have won. That's pretty awesome, man. All right, well there you go. All right, the slide style trophies on the door. Trophy winning driver in the driver's seat. And he is ready to rock and roll here. So let's see what Malte has got for us on his qualifying run here. Currently tied for second in the championship standings with the driver you just saw, PWX, both holding on to 29 points. Only currently being beat by Wayne, sitting on 32 points. The championship battle is so tight. And Malte has got this car absolutely hooked up. If you want to talk about a perfect run on this line right here, this is about showing you the way to do it. Oh, big lag there, but you see he holds on to it, so we're not going to worry about it. Obviously, his car did not hook off and go to the right there. So just pretend you didn't see that when it comes around. That's the pitfalls of online competition from time to time, as you'll have a situation like that. But obviously you could see the trajectory that car was actually on here. The speed that he's carrying in this S15 is unbelievable, man. You'll see right here, the car wants to hang and go to the right. Obviously that didn't happen. So you can see the trajectory that his car was truly on there. One of the things we have to deal with. when competing in an online environment. But we don't complain, because we've discussed it before during our practice sessions here on the channel every Friday, Slide Style Night, whether it's an event or not. So feel free, definitely come hang out with us. If you have CarX, come drive with us. It's always open for anybody to come hang out. But we've had many discussions about whether this format would work in a real-life drifting environment, and we don't think it would. We think it has to live in the world of the internet here where it does. So from time to time, you'll have something like this where you'll see a little boop, and then right back. Great stuff out of Malte there, looking to take over the top spot on the scoreboard. The first driver to clear a 4.0 qualifying score. It is going to be Malte with a 4.1. Well-deserved. Great run from Malte. Coming back over here, taking a look at this machine that you have been very used to looking at this season. Damian and his S15. Rocking the Team Imperium livery, the Imperium Drift Championship there on the door as well. His team's own drift events. Definitely go check those guys out if you are interested in traditional style drifting events as well, with all the judges, track limits, and course limitation, all of the things that come with true technical drifting that, of course, Slide Style is not about. And, of course, Damian can do it all. I've seen him in traditional drifting competition, and I've seen him in Slide Style competition. This man can wheel it no matter what the rules package is, no matter what the car is. Damian can bring it to you. So let's see him bring it today. Watch what this guy can do. Always been one of the top drivers here in Slide Style. His championship points this season don't really reflect that. Had a string of bad luck in a couple of events, and he's had some tough competition to face off against in brackets, but he is looking to bring the fight to these guys here in San Palezzo and making a run that looks damn near identical to Malte's run just moments ago. Carrying the speed into the final turn here. And we'll take a look at the replay of that. What an awesome run for Damian here, as he whips it into that first turn. See how much angle that car is able to get and the speed that it's able to carry. Beautiful transition there into the second turn. Great stuff. And as we mentioned before, I've seen Damian in so many other events in virtual drifting competition, but he has always been one of our top guys from the very beginning. Won the first ever Slide Style event last year. And I don't think he's missed one ever since. Handful of guys that have been here every single event supporting what we're doing and constantly improving their driving skill over time and developing a fan base as they go as well. Love to see it. And he is coming in close on the score of Malte here in that top spot as the vote comes to a close. It is going to be a 3.9. And that will put him in third place, just behind Tempa, also with a 3.9. As we said, some of the closest qualifying competition we have had so far. Come back into the live shot here. So you can see there on the left side of your screen, the top 8 so far made up of Malte with a 4.1, Tempa and Damien with 3.9s. P-Dub, Jason, and Skull with 3.6s. And Exy as well with the 3.6. Sorry, P-Dub with a 3.8. Jason, Skull, and Exy with 3.6. And then Tiny rounding out the top 8 with a 3.4. 8 drivers left to run. We are halfway through our qualifying session here. Up next is going to be Evade. Of course, the top 11 drivers will be locked in. That's why their numbers are in purple there on the left side. Those drivers are locked in for bracket competition this evening before we move into our last chance qualifier group to fight over that final 12th position. Evade looking to do just that, lock himself into tonight's competition here with this beautiful black and blue S15 machine. This is Evade, I believe his second slide style event. I believe last month was his first one. I could be mistaken. You guys know my memory. Too much to track. I am not the status. That's what we need. We need a slide style statistician. If anybody's going to be that guy, it's probably Akuza. He would be my guy for that, man. I don't know. He's like, look, man, I've got too many jobs already. I don't need another one. All right, Evade ready to rock and roll here. Let's see what he's got for this high-speed, high-angle course here in San Palezzo. He's got the green light. Oh, big lag. Whoa, right off the bat. He's all over the place. Hopefully that smooths out. Nope, I believe we have lost him. Not exactly sure. Oh yeah, it's real bad. Good grief. All right, well, we're gonna get this sorted out real quick. We'll switch over, take a look at some shots around, or not. Take a look at some shots around beautiful San Palezzo here. We're gonna get him to reconnect. In the meantime, for those that might not have been around earlier, we're going to pull up the calendar for the remainder of the season here. Of course, we're in San Palezzo right now, but you'll see that the end of the season has changed up slightly. We have moved away from our once-a-month schedule, and we are going to kick things up a notch. We are going to be running every 2 weeks, so we're going to have a week of practice. And then, of course, the Thursday before the event is a final practice for the drivers that sign up. But then the next main event is going to be in Irwindale. That's going to be September 8th. We're hitting our final round of competition, round 10 at the Ebisu Minami Circuit, September 22nd. And then a special event added to the end of the season for the top 12 in points, invitation only, winner take all, King of Slide Style event. Going to be an awesome, fun time for that one. You don't want to miss it. Mark your calendars or make it easy on yourself. Join the Slide Style Discord, ! Slide Style. It's not just for the drivers. It's for everybody that wants to know what's going on in the world of Slide Style. Definitely join up on that server. Everything all in one central hub. And all of our events are there on the calendar as well, and you can keep up with any announcements coming from us in regards to any rules or specifications changes, which there really hasn't been all year, except for where we had the rule about the tire lettering because we thought it would be a good idea, and then we got rid of it because it didn't really change anything. But other than that, everything's staying the same way around. Taking a look back at our qualifying rules as we wait for Evade to get reconnected to the server. He is on the way back in as we speak. But as you've been watching, each of our drivers making one run, you guys are given our 5-star rating. The top 11 drivers going to be locked in. The drivers that are ranked 12th to 16 are going to run again. We're going to do them back to back to back. And then we are going to vote which of those 5 drivers is going to take the final 12th position for bracket competition this evening. Beautiful weather here in San Palezzo. Nice and warm, and I'm telling you, the track temp is high. The tires, man, this grip. These guys carry so much speed into these turns, but they're able to have so much control over the angle of these cars. All right, we're hearing word from race control here that Evade's network is giving him a fit over there, having all kinds of trouble, so he's trying to get reconnected. But if not, your next driver in line is going to be J-Star. But we appreciate everybody for joining in as we hang out and get this technical issue solved. I want to thank everybody in the chat for participating in all of our votes and everything going on. We could not have these events if it weren't for you guys watching along and being a part. Can't wait to see you for the remainder of the season and the King of Slide Style tournament at the end of the year. The end of our year. And if you would like to join in and hang out with these drivers every single Friday, which as we just discussed, our schedule has changed up, but every Friday night that we're not hosting an actual event, we have a practice session right here on the channel. Alex, on your screen, you are welcome to come slide with these guys, see how you stack up against the drivers, and then maybe sign up for an event in the Slide Style Discord and take your shot at being the next Slide Style event champion. All right, well, it looks like Evade is getting his whole system reset here, so we're going to move on to the next driver in line. We wanted to give him a chance here because we didn't want anybody trying to connect to the server while the next driver was on the line getting ready. So in the meantime, we will come back into our live shot here. Appreciate everybody for bearing with us there, working through that technical issue. But we are here, J-Star, sitting on the starting line in his BMW machine here. Loving the blue and orange look with the camo up the side. Aggressive looking style. You can hear the V8 rumble inside of that BMW machine. So I believe we are ready to rock and roll here on this next run. So we're going to get it rolling here and find out where J-Star is going to place amongst the top 8 that have already qualified. Boy, this BMW able to hold some angle here as it carries that momentum. Got a little bit more weight on its side here. Able to use that to his advantage, it looks like, is J-Star. Sending it way out wide, arcing it around to the finish. And I just screwed up, because you're gonna have about a 2-second loop of a replay, I bet. Oh, nope, it did get it. Boy, did I get lucky on that. I must not, I fat-fingered my replay button and I hit the clear button, which I guess they shouldn't be next to each other. You know, that might be smart. But I thought I might have screwed up and took away his replay there, but I didn't. We still got it, so we get to see J-Star's run. So give us a vote. Let us know what you think. I'm having one of those nights with the replays, man. Everything else is just going swimmingly. But that's all right. It worked out. We've got the replay for J-Star's run. An awesome run it was in that BMW machine. Vote is in the chat. Let us know where you want to see him round out. Give us your 1 through 5 star rating, and we'll average it up. As that vote is coming to a close here in just a few seconds. J-Star looking to get a 3.7. Brings him into the top 5. 5th place there for J-Star. As we head back around to the live view, Evade back on the line. Ready to rock and roll here. We've already looked at his car. We know he's set up. We know he's good to go. So we're going to go on ahead, give him the clear away, and hopefully the network wants to be on our side for this one. He gets the green light, takes off, seems to be a lot smoother. We'll keep our fingers crossed. He sends the angle in on that S15 machine. Absolutely cranking this thing. Glad we were able to get those network issues solved. That's the most angle we've seen in that transition point there in the center of the straightaway. As he makes his way into the final turn here, you can see him working the brakes in the front end. Little bit of a lag there, but that's the only one, and we are good as he gets to the finish. Glad he was able to get that worked out. And that replay is on its way at you. Ton of angle there from Evade. Really glad he was able to get his stuff taken care of there. And you could see him. That's the benefit. We did make that rule about the tire lettering. For situations like this, if you take a look at that left front tire there, makes it really, really obvious to see what these drivers are doing with their brake situation. Hand and foot brakes there makes it really easy to see. It's just in most situations, it's not quite as obvious as this one. So it's definitely welcome, but it's not a rule as it was previously. Just a few seconds left on the vote here for Evade. Great run from him. Glad to see his networking situation get itself back under control. I know a friend of our channel here on Twitch, Fire Ninja, had some problems last night. Major storms coming through his area. Not exactly sure where he's at. I know somewhere in the U.S., but major storms coming through his area took out power for hours and hours and hours. They got it back this afternoon, luckily. But not sure if that storm system maybe has affected the area that Evade is in as well. Maybe that's what's causing some of these networking problems. You never know. Never want to speculate. But that could be a cause, just to throw the idea out there. But that's going to be it for Evade's run, and we are back in our live shot here, our final group of qualifying. Last 5 drivers to make their runs here. Flyers in the server here in this TBM livery machine. Of course, you saw earlier Tiny as well Team TBM drivers. Appreciate seeing them represented here in slide style competition. Of course, Flyers been around all season long, has been absolutely throwing it down. 4 championship points here. Hard to come by championship points here in slide style, and he's got 4 of them to his name. We're going to see if he can add any more to that list. He is ready to launch off the line. His S15 machine. At that big wing on the back, looking for some downforce on this high-speed course. And once again, that tire lettering coming to our advantage, seeing how these drivers are working these cars around the course here. So much speed. Way, all the way out to the outside there to set up for this final turn. That's the first driver we've seen do that. And look at how much momentum he was able to whip into that final turn there off of it. Awesome stuff out of Flyers. Watch how wide he goes here off this transition, comes way out. We talk about having these cars on edge for qualifying, and that's one of the things that we're looking for is our voting criteria. If you want to put a car on edge, man, that's one way to do it. Went all the way out, almost to the dirt. Probably touched a couple, they always say we need to touch grass. I bet he touched a couple blades of grass over there. Look at him tracing this white line here on the outside, swinging it into the inside white line, kicking it over, inside white line, outside white line, back over, inside white line, and then all the way out. I'm telling you, and then right back to the white line. If you want to talk about being on edge for the entirety of the run, Flyers is the first driver to do it 100% like that. Good grief. Great run out of him here. And looking at the rest of this qualifying lineup, the competition's only going to get tougher as we go. Flyers looking to take over that top spot, rightfully so. Only 0.1 over Malte. He's going to have to work hard to squeak by him here. Last couple of seconds coming on the vote. But there you see it, a 4.2 Flyers with that flyer of a run going to take over the top spot away from Malte by just 0.1. Unreal. Great stuff there out of Flyers. Come back in. The live view here. The BMW machine of Squid. Squid has been absolutely bringing it all year long in competition. We know this machine is ready to throw down as well as the driver at the wheel. Can't wait to see what he is bringing to the table here. 4.2 is the current top of the leaderboard, and we have filled out our 11 positions here. So the final 5 spots now, luckily for these drivers, there's only 16 drivers in this event. So every driver will have an opportunity at a last chance qualifier. There will be nobody eliminated immediately from competition here. So that means these guys are able to really put it on the line because they will have a second chance at it here. Squid ready to rock and roll with this BMW machine here. He is clear, he's off the line. And you see a lot of these guys three-wheeling through this first turn. You can see that left front locked up, not even touching the course there. You want to talk about using up the whole track. Looks like Squid's looking to do the same thing. Sends it way wide here. Transitions around. Opting to keep the speed up through the last turn here. Great looking run from Squid as well. Take a look at the replay here. That BMW was absolutely flying. One of the fastest cars I think we've seen all day. That thing is on a mission. Get your votes in now in the chat. As we said earlier, if you're having trouble seeing the votes, if you're on a mobile device on the Twitch app and you're having trouble seeing the votes pop up, pop open a browser window, head on over to twitch.tv/Alex on your screen, and you should be able to see the chat there in the browser window. That has a lot higher chance of you being able to see and participate in the votes there. Got to make sure you're logged in, though, in the browser window to be able to see that vote. But make sure you are doing that. We want everybody to have their voice heard. That's what SLIDESTYLE is all about. Squid looking to get a 3.8 here. Where is that going to put him as that vote finishes out? 3.8 slots him in 6th position, right behind PWX. Up next, we have another winner from this season, Theory, currently sitting 4th place in points, my apologies, 4th place in points with 24. Malte and PW are tied in front of him with 29. And then Wayne, of course, rocking the top spot in the championship with 32. Theory, this beautiful purple, white, and black machine. Always loving the designs that Theory comes to events with. So much intricate detail in them as well. These guys are so talented, not only on the track, but with designing and building out these cars as well. All about having a good time and showing off your skills here in SLIDESTYLE. That's the style part of the name. It's a big part of it as well. And these guys are all no stranger to showing that. In Theory, no stranger to showing his skill on the course, especially in qualifying. So let's see what he's able to do. 4.2 Flyers in the top spot. Is Theory going to be able to take him out here? Rips off the line here in that beautiful UMR machine, S15. Cranks it into that first turn, carrying so much speed here. Gathers it up, hits that late apex on the second turn perfectly. Out to the white line, outside, inside, back outside. So much speed here. How smoothly is this final turn going to go? Look at the angle there, more angle than anyone we've seen in that spot. Cuts across the inside. And that will be the end of Theory's qualifying run. That car got so much angle all the way around the course here. Mr. Consistency, as we've always called him, always bringing the speed and the angle. And we call him Mr. Consistency because if he did that run 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and then you just layered the videos over top of each other, it would look like one video. They'd be the exact same almost every time. Super consistent in his runs always. Currently looking at a 4.1 here, trying to get to Flyers with the 4.2. He's tied with teammate Malte there. And it is going to be a 4.1, able to beat out Malte, not able to take Flyers out of the top spot. Last couple of drivers to go here. I believe first-time driver, if I'm not mistaken, but I do believe first-time driver in slide style here. Our only first-time driver in this event. Unless I'm crazy. No, I do believe first-time driver here in Ocean. Bringing this machine. Got the looks of the Ocean, man. Black car with the blue waves up the side. Love to see it. Awesome looking BMW ride here. And really appreciate Ocean for signing up, being a part of our events and coming to hang out with us. So let's see what he's going to have for us here in qualifying. As he has the green light. He is clearing away. Hear the horsepower and speed in this machine here. And look at the angle here, right on the white line, all the way around. Perfectly smooth into the first turn. Kicks the transition around. Maximizing every bit of this course that he can. Keeping up the angle, keeping up the speed. What a qualifying run for the first timer here. The rookie bringing it in. Reminds me of PWX's first qualifying run, coming out of nowhere. What a run from Ocean. Great stuff. Absolutely ripping that car. The one thing we talked about before qualifying started up is the things that we're looking for. One of the things on the list is aggression, and I would say he absolutely checked that one off the list with that run. All of our qualifying scores this evening within 0.8 of each other. Love to see it, how tight competition is here in slide style. And you have a first-time driver like Ocean come in and absolutely rip it on his qualifying run. Looking to crack into the top 5 if he can here. Last couple of seconds on the vote. If you haven't voted yet, let us know what you think about Ocean's run here. And there it is, a 3.8. Good enough to drop him in the 6th position. Great run from Ocean here. We come back around, just 2 drivers remaining. Cruz, our man, has been rocking all year long, making great runs, holding on to 4 championship points at the moment, which is definitely something to tip your hat at. Points are hard to come across here in a slide style event. And with a good event, that can go from 4 to like 15 in one shot there. If everything goes well for our man Cruz this evening, you never know what's going to happen. Nobody's out of it until the very last round. All right, Cruz ready to rock his qualifying run here. Let's see how he's been doing great in practice for the past few weeks. So we'll see how his run pans out against everyone else here. 4.2 from Flyers, scored a beat here as Cruz sails it into that first turn. Holds the angle, has that thing cranked completely sideways here. Got the 4-door GTR here. Loving the red accents on the white and black machine. Boy, is he carrying some speed into that final turn as well. Another solid run from Cruz here in qualifying. And that is going to bring us down to our last driver of the evening. If you're watching along with us, thank you so much for voting for these drivers. Don't go anywhere. After qualifying is over, we're going to go to a short break. Make sure that everybody is ready and rearing to go for bracket competition, and then we will be bringing that to you. Bracket competition for round 8 of the SLIDESTYLE 2023 season coming at you this evening. Stick around for that. Watching practice these last few weeks, it is absolutely going to be a show, and you can see drivers like Cruz here doing what he does best here. Awesome run from Cruz. And of course, no drivers being eliminated in qualifying tonight. We have our last chance qualifier drivers group coming up after this last final qualifying run to find out who's going to take the 12th spot in the bracket this evening. And that vote comes to a close. You're going to have Cruz with a 3.6. 3.6. That will be good for 12th place currently in the last chance qualifiers group. And we come back in to our last driver. Those that have been watching along all season long, you may wonder why Wayne is always the last driver to go in qualifying. That is because Wayne is not only the championship leader in SLIDESTYLE this season, but is also our technical director. So when these guys are getting ready to go on competition days like today, of course, we have a lobby open with all the guys driving around, making sure their cars are final adjustments are made and everything's good to go. Well, Wayne is there making sure that everybody's cars are within technical specifications and everything like that. And then, of course, he is also in the server for qualifying as well, making sure that every car that qualifies is within the regulations of SLIDESTYLE. So major thank you to Wayne for that. And of course, pulling double duty is doing that work and then jumping in the car and throwing down runs like you're about to see right here, because Wayne never fails to deliver. As you can see, championship points leader, 2 wins, 32 points on the season. Ready to rock and roll here. Find out where he ends up, and then we will have our last chance qualifier. Wayne, of course, the champion last season, 2022 SLIDESTYLE driver. If you love the look of this car here and you want to represent SLIDESTYLE and you want to represent one of your favorite drivers, head on over to alexonyourscreen.com/merch and you can get the 2022 SLIDESTYLE champion shirt right here for this man making a hell of a run as we expected. You could also do ! merch in the chat. We'll give you the link. And that's right, you can have yourself a Wayne t-shirt, hat, bearing the design of that machine right there. And by far the fastest car we've seen all day long. We knew it was coming in practice, and look at him riding that white line just like these other guys, man. That seems to be the goal for qualifying for all these drivers, is to tag all of these white lines. Look at him staying right on it there, keeping the rear of the car on the white, bringing it into the inside, touching that white line there. The tire tracks don't lie. It's like Pong, bouncing back and forth between the white lines. You love to see it, but man, I'm telling you, Wayne is bringing that speed like he always does every single time. There's a reason he's the points leader, and he's looking to keep it that way. Coming down to the last few seconds on the vote here. Looking at a 3.9 so far. Is it going to hold? It does. A 3.9 drops him right smack in the middle of the field for this evening, which is going to be interesting for the way that bracket seating works out. 3.9 for Wayne ties him with Tempa Damien. I was going to say and Ocean, but Ocean has a 3.8, but these guys are so close all the way around. So there you have it. On the left side of your screen, you can see the drivers that are locked in to the bracket this evening. Flyers with the 4.2, Theory and Malte with 4.1s, Tempa, Damien, and Wayne with 3.9s, Ocean, PWX, and Squid with 3.8s, J-Star and Jason with a 3.7 and a 3.6 respectively. That is how tight the field is in competition this evening. And our last chance group, all 3.6s, a 3.5 and a 3.4, are about to be coming at you back to back. We're going to have Skull, Cruz, Exy, Evade, and Tiny. They're going to be fighting over the 12th and final spot in the bracket this evening. As we wait for these drivers to make their way back into the server. Hearing word, sorry, we're on a little bit of a delay here. J-Star not going to be able to continue in this event. Something has come up and he has got to go handle some business. So J-Star not going to be able to keep it rolling here. So we are going to need we're going to adjust on our scoring here very quickly. All right, I do believe we have everything sorted here. As we take a look now, you'll see we have adjusted. Skull is going to take the 11th spot with that 3.6, which means Cruz, Exy, Evade, and Tiny are going to round out the last chance qualifier group. So we will be bringing that to you now. These guys are going to go back to back to back. And then we are going to have that vote for the last chance qualifier. As you see now, Cruz on your screen, getting ready to rock and roll here for his last chance qualifying run. Flicks it into the first turn here, staying on that white line. So much angle. Keeping on the outside there before he swings it in. Brings it around. I can't wait for tandem competition this evening. It's going to be so intense all the way through this course. These guys are going to be razor thin margins on these transitions here. Cruz making a great second run for this last chance qualifier. Nice and smooth there. Take a look on the replay. We're going to see this run one or two times before switching over to our next driver. So jot it down in the memory bank, because you want to see which of these four drivers has made the best improvement over their run and which driver you want to see take that 12th and final spot in the bracket this evening between Cruz, Exy, Evade, and Tiny. Great stuff out of Cruz there as we come back. The live shot here. Exy on the starting line, ready to rock and roll on his run here. And we'll see if he's able to make a solid improvement over his previous run. Nobody's had a bad run here all night. So it's definitely going to take these guys going all the way to the edge to make that 12th and final spot. And smooth and quick for Exy here so far. Sends it way out to the outside. Yet another major improvement in a run here. Great stuff out of Exy here as we get ready. Evade on the line. Ready to make his mark to see if he can't be the 12th driver in the bracket this evening. Launches off the line, blue S15. Flicks it in. You see that left front up off the course yet again. Three-wheeling a lot of these machines tonight. These guys have got their cars set up exactly the way they need them to make the most out of them. And the angle that he's able to get there, good grief. Turn that thing almost 90 degrees sideways as he brings it around to the finish. So much angle he's able to get out of that S15. Evade making a great run here. So far, all three drivers we've seen have made massive improvements over their previous qualifying runs. It's going to be down to our last driver here, Tiny, before we go to a vote and find out which of these four drivers is going to be heading into the bracket this evening. Tiny on the line, ready to roll, our last driver for the last chance qualifier. Bringing so much speed with this Mustang. Team TBM machine absolutely cranking it all the way around the course here. Sending it into that final turn. Great stuff out of Tiny as we go to the replay here. Before we head into our final vote, as we take a look at the replay here, take one more look at this run here. Great, like I said, a great improvement on all four of these drivers. Cruz, Exy, Evade, and Tiny, massive improvements on their runs. So which driver do you think had the best improvement, and which driver do you want to see taking the final spot? That vote is on the way at you. Or not. Okay. So that vote is not coming at you. We're going to see if we can't get that squared away for you here. Because we had a driver drop out, it seems to have upset our voting system for the final last chance qualifier. See if we can't get this squared away here. We will put our calendar up here once again. Remember, we are changing the final few events of the season. To be 2 weeks apart. We're currently San Palezzo, so that means Irwindale coming up September 8th is going to be the next event there. September 22nd. Going to be our round 10, our season championship final at the Ebisu Manoani Circuit. Going to be a great event there. And then the top 12 in points after the season is over is heading in for the winner-take-all King of Slidestyle on October 6th. Going to be a great event. You don't want to miss any of it. Exclamation point Slidestyle. Take you over to the official Slidestyle Discord. All right, so we're going to give another shot at this vote here. All right, votes should be showing up in the chat and on your screen here as well. Oh, maybe not on your screen. Not, oh man, it's the not having a fun time with the one driver dropping out there on us. See if we can't get that working its way out. There we go. Last chance qualifier at the top of your screen. We're working it out. Looking like Cruz taking a huge early lead here. Seeing a lot of improvement in his run there. People want to see him join the bracket. Coming down the last few seconds here on this last chance qualifier vote, but it is looking like Cruz has got it locked up, and he is going to be making his way into the bracket with the rest of these drivers here. And it's going to come down to these last few seconds, and there you have it. Cruz is going to be last chance qualifier, and he is going to take that 12th bracket position. So before we go to a quick break to get everything sorted out here and get these drivers ready for bracket competition, we're going to see our pairings for tonight. It's going to be Flyers facing off against Cruz to start out. Wayne versus Ocean in Group 2. Tempa and Squid in Group 3. Boy, that's going to be a good one right there. Malte and Jason are Group 4. Damian and PWX, they always seem to find a way to face off against each other. That's going to be Group 5. And Theory versus Skull are Group 6. We have got some awesome freestyle tandem drifting coming at you this evening, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back in just a moment with that bracket competition. Stick around and we'll see you guys in just a little while. Welcome back, everybody. We are in San Palezzo for round 8 of the SLIDESTYLE Drift Tournament 2023 season. We have qualified this evening, and our drivers are ready to rock and roll on our bracket competition tonight to find out who is going to win round 8 and move forward in the championship race for this season. Before we get started here, we're going to take a look at the drivers that are getting ready to get after it here. And we're going to talk about what is specific about bracket competition here in SLIDESTYLE that's a little bit different than anything you've probably ever seen before in traditional drifting here. We have 12 drivers in single elimination competition, and the winners for each pairing are decided by fan vote. We have the breakout round, which has 6 winners. The eliminator round has 4 winners, contender round 2, and the final showdown with the winner of tonight's event. You might think those numbers don't work out right. Well, I'll get to that in just a second. The breakout and eliminator round ties are going to the lower seed driver. That's the underdog rule that we have. Any tie vote goes to the lower seeded driver in the breakout and eliminator rounds. And in the contender and showdown round, vote ties trigger an automatic one more time run. Now, redemption in the eliminator round, the 3 losing drivers have an opportunity to go for redemption. Their 3 names go to a vote, and the 2 drivers that you want to see face off against each other and move on to the contender round, have the opportunity to move on to the contender round, will be in the redemption vote. So that is how things are done here as we come into our live view, taking a look at our first pairing, which is going to be Flyers and Cruz here. Now, before these guys get started, you see that they're also lined up a little bit differently than what you may be used to seeing in a drifting event. That's because over the last few years, we have developed what we consider to be about the perfect starting lineup for freestyle tandem drifting competition that doesn't involve any third parties giving lights or anything blocking the way of the drivers, cones, or anything like that. It's a 3-step system. The chase car is 1 car length ahead of the lead car, and they are in control of the start because they are in the chase position. They're going to be behind the lead driver. We allow the chase driver to control the start. They roll first. Once the chase car is rolling, the lead car is going to overtake on the outside, and both cars will initiate into the first turn at the same time. And of course, Flyers and Cruz are no stranger to slide style competition. I'm sure they will give you the perfect example of that here coming up. We will show replays between each run, and then you guys will vote after their second run is complete and see which driver is going to move on in competition. So I believe we are ready to rock and roll here. Slide Style Round 8 for this year is underway. Bracket competition is started. And let's see what we've got. We have Flyers and we have Cruz. Cruz going to be on the chase. He's got control of the start. Let's see what these guys have got for us. They get the launch off the line here. Heading into the first turn. Flyers with the flick in. Cruz all the way up on the door, all the way around with that 4-door machine. So close across the rear bumper. This is about the best start to an event we could ask for here, but now Flyers bringing that speed. Cruz able to get back to him, has to jump on the brakes there before the transition, and is still with him every step of the way here, all the way through into the finish. And that'll take us to our first replay here. Great run from these 2 guys. As you see, Cruz got the momentum there, and he had to grab the brakes to stay out of the back of Flyers. Great job there. Incredible proximity from Cruz on the entire run. And we'll watch the replay one more time here and focus on the lead of Flyers here. Great initiation in the first turn. Ton of pressure coming from Cruz. Flyers able to hold on nice and smooth throughout the whole run. Cruz doing a great job there, not making contact heading into that transition. And Flyers put down a beauty. I mean, that looked exactly like his qualifying run there. About as perfect score of a lead out of Flyers. And Cruz right there every step of the way. Great runs from these 2 here. Coming back into our live shot here, you can see that we have switched positions. Cruz going to be your lead driver, which means Flyers in control of the start. These guys are rocking and rolling here. Flyers takes the roll off. Cruz hits the gas, jumps to the outside, gets a little bit of a gap on Flyers early, and Flyers able to dive right back into the door. Staying right with that 4-door machine all the way through. Up to the inside. They're not losing them one bit, staying close on these transitions. Staying right in the door at the finish, coming to the end. And there you have it. Great runs to start this event off from Flyers and Cruz. These replays are coming at you. Of course, they will be in order of what you just saw. So this will be Flyers' first lead run here. And then you'll see the replay of Cruz's lead run. They'll go back to back for you here. And you may notice that these vehicles sound a little bit quiet. There is a little bit of a bug in the game when the drivers use the certain engine swap in their vehicles. The third-party camera, it sounds fine to the car, to the driver, but to any other driver in a multiplayer server, the engine doesn't rev up, so it just sounds like they're idling through a parking lot, even though they're traveling at full speed. But definitely be sure that these cars were screaming through this entire run. But if you ever hear a car that's suspiciously quiet, that's what's going on there. Hopefully that's fixed here soon. Just a few like 30 seconds left here to get your votes in on who you want to see move forward between Flyers and Cruz as we watch their run replays here. Great stuff out of these two here. Which driver do you guys want to see move on to the next round of competition here? Coming down to the last second here, looks like it is going to be Cruz coming away with the win, 8 votes to 4. And I think it came down to the chase run in that second run, because Flyers put down about the most perfect lead you could ever ask for. And of course, being the top qualifier, as you see here on your screen, ran about the most perfect lead you could, but he wasn't able to keep the proximity that Cruz was on the chase. So close between the two on both runs, but I think Cruz had a little bit more proximity, and I think that's what the fans were looking for on the vote there. I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but I think that's what it may have been there. So Cruz gonna be moving on. As we come back into our live shot here, and you may notice that there is a car missing here. Ocean apparently, unfortunately, not able to make it back into the server. And therefore, our championship points leader, Wayne, looks like he will be getting a bye run here. So, unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes with bracket competition. If somebody is unable to have their car ready and make it to the line. Whoa! There he is! Well, magically, Ocean has appeared. Well, there you go. Look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Wayne and Ocean are here. Looks like it's not going to be a bye run. These guys are going to get to go at it. I guess the technical issue there, Ocean not able to get in, but he is able to get into the server in time. He is ready to roll here. So he and Wayne will be going at it. Wayne will be the lead. Ocean going to be in control of the start here. Glad he's able to make it in. These guys are ready to rock here. Can't wait to see this one. Ocean in control of the start, gets the roll off here. Wayne launches up next to him. Goes for the flick there. Makes a little contact. I don't think Ocean was ready for that. He wasn't here for the practice session where we discussed that. I can go over that in just a second here as this run finishes out. And of course, Wayne like a rocket ship there. Flying ahead here. Is Ocean going to be able to dive back in on this final corner? Make up the space. It does not look like it. Wayne able to run away there a little bit. So we'll go to a replay. We'll talk about what I mentioned here right at the beginning. One of the things during practice over this week that we talked about is the drivers lining up with the chase driver, giving the lead driver just a little bit more space for their runs so that they can get that flick in, since it's such a high speed initiation into the first turn. Let's just replay again here as it makes its way back around. So you'll see how close Ocean is right on the side of Wayne. Wayne moves out to the right to try to gain that space, but when he comes back, Ocean has already moved into that area there. And that is something that we talked about during practice. Unfortunately, Ocean not there for practice, I guess, to hear that discussion. So obviously no penalties there for either driver on contact, but that is why you saw that happen there. These drivers are looking for that heavy flick into the first turn, but the chase driver kind of has to give that little bit of room there to the leader for them to be able to make that move. So we'll be looking for that correction here, and you'll see as we come back to our starting line shot here with Wayne in the chase position and Ocean in the lead. You'll see where Wayne is lined up. That's exactly what we're talking about there. If you see Wayne giving so much room here to the lead driver. So we'll see on this start if things are a little bit smoother as these guys are given the green light. They're ready to go. And you'll see how much room, and then the big flick from Ocean there, and Wayne is right with him. That's what he was looking for on his run, so we'll see how the chase goes here for Wayne. Stays right in the door there. Way out to the outside goes Ocean. Wayne has to gather it up, does a great job staying behind him here. And now the speed from that BMW shows, but you know Wayne's not going to let him get away. S15 right there all the way to the finish. That vote coming into the chat now. And you see there, you'll see the difference between the two runs. Off the start here as it comes back around. Wayne giving that room off the start, and like I said, I will be the first to say here on the broadcast that I definitely take some blame in that, because after we had that discussion during practice, I think somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, I think we've played Counter-Strike or something after that, and I didn't make an announcements post. I should have taken a screenshot of the starting lineup and posted that for these drivers to say, hey, keep in mind that we need this, wider space off the start for the lead driver to make their flick into the first turn. As you'll see here, that contact there, and then when the replay comes back around, you'll see it on the other side with Wayne farther to the inside. I will take the blame on that. I don't think that changes the outcome of the run or the votes in any way. But in the future, I'll make sure that if there is a discussion in practice like that, I will make sure to communicate that to all the drivers that were not available to practice. So, like I said, I don't think it affected the outcome of the run in any way voting-wise here. But you see the difference as Wayne is able to dive in there and both drivers are able to work together. Ocean, I see you over in the chat, man. Absolutely not. Like I said, that's my apologies there for not letting you know. Great runs from both of you guys. And, of course, as you know, Wayne is tough competition either way. I appreciate you joining in. And, like I said, that's my fault. But great first run here with us. Great qualifying run. And that vote comes down to it here. Wayne taking the win. Ocean, great work. And, once again, that's my apologies for not being more transparent and communicative with the drivers on that one. But, as I said, I don't think it affected the end of the remainder of the run at all. So I do believe we are good to go as far as that is concerned. Moving forward, heading in to our next group, Tempa and Squid. This is going to be a fun one to watch here. These are two guys that, out of the drivers that we have that focus on speed, that focus on control. I always talk about guys like Theory and P-Dub focusing on consistency. These two guys that you're looking at right here on your screen, Tempa and Squid, they focus on angle. These guys can get these cars more sideways than you have ever seen before, and I can't wait to. I'm so glad they are facing off against each other here. I've been excited for this one ever since qualifying was over. Now we get to see it. Round or pairing number 3 of round 1 here, the breakout round, is underway. Great start from these two. Lots of space on the start. That's what we're looking for right there. Perfect start from these two. Tons of angle from both cars as we expected. Squid staying close on the transition. Looking to dive up here to the front tire. Makes contact. Oh, Tempa gets off in the dirt and it slows him down. Squid's still with him here, able to make that adjustment and stay behind him. And you see the angle from Tempa here, but Squid not letting him get too far away. We'll take a look at the replay here. He dipped those rear tires off in the dirt. You'll see here after the transition, the rear of the car gets off to the dirt, and it's the car sits so low, it grinds across the top of the curb there on the outside. We'll see it again here in just a moment. As the replay comes around, but you'll see that R32 sits real low. And when the rear end of the car heads over towards the dirt, it bottoms the car out. And a great job of driving from Tempa because he doesn't lose the angle. You see it bounce up in the air, and Squid doing a great job not taking both drivers out and allowing them to finish the run. So small mistake there, but both drivers doing a great job keeping things under control, man. That is what it's all about here in Slide Style. These guys working together to get the run done, because Squid could have just completely pile drive right through the door if he wanted. But sportsmanship and the love of the sport is what we're all about here in Slide Style, and it's on display here. But we've got one more run to go for these two guys, as Squid is now going to be in the lead position. You see him lined up here in the middle. These guys are given plenty of space. And we're going to see what happens on the other side. Tempa knows he's got to have a picture-perfect chase run here, and I think he's hoping for a mistake out of Squid. Let's see if Squid gives it to him here. Great start from these two. Tempa drives it right back up to the door there, tracing the tire tracks of Squid. Squid is sure not to get out to the outside there. Oh, but he gets out to the outside on this side. That's going to give an advantage to Tempa being able to drive right back to the door of Squid here. As they head into the final turn, Tempa pushing up. Awesome runs. Type of stuff we love to see here in Slide Style. Replays are coming at you. The vote's coming at you. And these guys are able to carry so much speed and angle around this course. I've been practicing with them over the last few weeks, and this is one of the toughest courses throughout the entire season for me to even get through without spinning out or losing a ton of momentum, or it's just a tough course for me to get through, and these guys make it look so effortless, so smooth. Got about 45 seconds left to go on the vote here. I know this is going to be a tough one between these two. But who do you guys want to see making their way into the next round of competition? The voting is going to be tight here. $20 seconds left on the vote. Gonna be a close one. And at the last second, vote comes through. Tempa gonna take the vote there, and he will be moving forward in our competition this evening. Great stuff from both of these guys. Fun runs to watch as always. As we are headed over to our next pairing, ready to run on the line. Making sure all of our... We've been having connection issues all night, making sure all the drivers, we're hearing back and forth from race control about who's in the server, out of the server, things like that. Making sure everything is all good to go here. Do believe we are all set for this next run. However, it is going to be Malte versus Jason. Two slick-looking machines here. You guys know Malte is always here to bring it, but Jason has been throwing it down with this Corolla here in practice. Can't wait to see what he's going to bring here. Facing off against Malte as these guys get ready to rock and roll here. Given the green light, Jason starts rolling. Malte's right there with him. Jason not going to let Malte run away, not one little bit, but Malte bringing so much angle all the way, and the speed now. The rocket booster kicks in. Jason not going to let him run away, though. You see him there in the background fighting to get back. Is he going to come all the way back to the door by the finish? He sends it all the way in there. Piles right into the front of Malte's machine right at the finish. We'll take a look at that one on the replay. You saw him there getting in, settling into the pocket in the first turn. Now watching the background here, as you'll see, did he get a piece of that curb? Something slowed him up there, and you see he had to work hard to bring it back on the second half of that run, but boy, did he ever. Watch him sail it all the way. Oh, boy. Usually an impact like that, just diving in there haphazardly, that would come over as a vote penalty for Jason, but it was the very end of the run, and for those that may be new to slide style, we don't have a finish line. The expectation is that you finish your final drift, the final turn of the course, under your own control. You don't spin out, across the finish line or anything like that. So at that point, the line is essentially over with when they finish out. And both drivers, of course, did finish out, as we saw in the live view. So we're not going to worry about that one. These guys are having a little bit of fun there. As we come back around, these guys have flipped positions here. You're going to see Jason now in the lead position. Malte going to be in control of the start for this run here. These guys have got the green light. And away they go. Giving each other plenty of room for that first flick into the first turn. Jason with all of the angle here, but Malte staying right in the door, keeping that proximity tight. Oh, a little contact there. Oh, it gets Malte off in the dirt, gives Jason the opportunity to step away here. But you know that S15 machine of Malte is not going to let him do it. Now, does he repay the favor? He does, taps him in the door there. I thought Malte was just going to clobber him right at the end, much like he did in the first run, but you can tell just by watching the way these guys are driving how much fun that they're having in these cars. Love to see it. Here's the first run with Malte in the lead as that vote's coming to you in the chat. You see there at the bottom of your screen, so far the drivers moving on to the eliminator round are going to be Cruz, Wayne, and Tempa. We will find out who will be facing off against Tempa right here. Between these two drivers. See that contact there, and it shifted Malte's tires over into the dirt. You know you're going to lose some grip, lose some speed there. Jason had the opportunity to walk away, and Malte said, Came right back into the door. right there at the finish. About a minute left on this vote here as we're watching the replays. You see in your live shot up there, the burnout box. These guys are getting their tires warmed up. PWX and Damien always facing off against each other. It seems like qualifying always works out to where these two have to run against each other early. Awesome stuff. We've had great runs so far here tonight. We've got 3 pairings that we've made it through. We're watching the replays of our 4th right now. Never get tired of this. Always having a great time. I appreciate everybody watching along and voting along for these drivers for spending their time with us on a Friday evening. Tell you what, there's nowhere in the world I would rather be on a Friday evening than with you guys here. SLIDESTYLE Drift Tournament Freestyle Tandem Drifting Competition. This vote's coming to an end here. Going to be Malte with a pretty commanding lead there over Jason. Moving on to the next round. Great runs from Jason, though. Like I said, that Corolla's been on it all week long. Great stuff from these guys. Bring ourselves back on around. So we look along at Damien and PWX. These guys face off against each other almost. I bet you if we went back and looked, they've probably driven against each other at 90% of our events this season so far. Maybe 1 or 2 they haven't, but they have always found their way to each other. And boy, I cannot wait to see what these two are going to bring to the table. You know they give 150% every time they get behind the wheel. And when they face off against each other, it might even turn into 200%. Let's watch these guys throw it down. 2 of the best drivers that SLIDESTYLE has to offer. Doing battle here. San Palezzo, round 8. P-Dub sailing it all the way in there to the front tire. Damien not letting that pressure get to him at all. Big shot there from P-Dub. Doesn't affect Damien at all. Takes the shot on the chin. Keeps on moving. Looking to drive away from P-Dub here. You know P-Dub's not going to let that happen as they put the bumpers together here coming across the finish. What a run from these two. And we expected no less. See P-Dub just sticks that bumper right behind the front tire of Damien and holds it there towards the end of that last turn. But I mean, bringing the pressure was P-Dub for that entire run, and Damien didn't even hesitate throughout that. I mean, his perfect lead there, even under all that pressure and contact for P-Dub. Great stuff out of both of these guys. That is exactly what we're looking for in SLIDESTYLE freestyle tandems right there. That's what we want. Well, let's get some more of it here. As these guys have switched spots. P-Dub going to be your lead driver this time, which means Damien is in control of the start. And he's looking to roll forward here. He does. P-Dub right there with him. Super smooth entry for both drivers into the first turn. Damien keeping that proximity close, not letting P-Dub walk away from him at all. Gets on the quarter panel there even, and now look how close he is heading into the final turn. P-Dub with massive angle as well. Oh, this is going to be a tough call for everyone here. Little 360, having a little fun there at the end for P-Dub. Of course, we see the first run here. between these two as the vote comes to your chat now. Now the second run with P-Dub on the lead here. It's how smoothly both these guys get into the first turn, matching the angle. P-Dub starts to slide away here. Damien recognizes that on the transition, is able to bring it right back, and you'll see here as he pulls up, gets to the quarter panel. And stays with him throughout this final turn here, but look at the amount of angle that P-Dub was able to get on that last turn. But I'll tell you one thing, man. All that pressure that P-Dub put on Damien for that first run, Damien was still able to put down a qualifying level lead run. Great stuff out of him. And then a buttery smooth chase from him on the other side as well. You always know P-Dub is coming with that aggression on both the lead and the chase every time. Make sure you get your votes in here. Just a few seconds left on who you want to see moving on to the next round of competition. Coming down to it here, and it does look like Damien is going to be able to steal it away from P-Dub here, which is actually going to have major championship implications as well. That means, I believe that means P-Dub is actually not going to score any championship points in this event. That is huge. He was one of the drivers just 3 points away from Wayne in the lead there. A major upset here. Damien over PWX. Interesting stuff there as we move forward. But that is all right. We are up to our final pairing here. Theory versus Skull. And this is going to be one right here, man. Skull, like I said, hasn't been feeling well for the past week and a half, but is starting to feel better, thankfully, and he has got his hands full here with the man we've always called Mr. Consistency. But these two have run together plenty in practice, and I cannot wait to see what they are going to bring to us here. They are clearing away, ready to rock and roll here. Skull gets the start. Here comes Theory with some speed. Launches past Skull here, and Skull's going to have to do some work to get back to the door here. And he is going to do that. You see, oh no, but he gets into the dirt in the front end, grabs onto that curb, and it turns him around. Theory's just going to look to drive smooth here on his lead. But you saw there on the corner of your screen, Skull ain't, he's not giving up. Not 1 second. You know Skull is never going to let it go. We'll take a look at the replay here. See if I can't utilize some slow motion action here. I do remember how to do it. Okay, we got some slow motion action here. We'll take a look at Skull. Is that car just, it snapped over on the rotation. Got him in the dirt, caught the curb, and that was it for that car. Unfortunate there for Skull. And now in the lead position, he just has to give an absolutely perfect lead. So we watch it one more time here. Yep, it just, the car just snapped around on him hard there. So he's going to need to give the lead of his life here and pray that Theory makes a mistake. Gonna be a tough one, but if there's anybody that can pull it off, it is your man Skull. And they are ready to roll off here. Race control gives them the green light. Theory gets moving. Skull takes it over on the outside. Skull bringing that speed into the first turn here. Oh, that car hard on the transition again, but keeps the angle, and he is able to move away from Theory here a little bit. Can he keep it up? Theory is trying to work himself back to the door. Is able to get there on this final turn. Well, you can't ask for much more out of Skull there on that one. That vote is on its way to you now. And the replay on its way to your screen here. Of course, here we are with the first run again. Skull never giving up. You'll see him fly into the shot here at the last second. Just letting you know is I didn't give up on it at all. But then on this second run here, we said that Skull had to give the most perfect lead you could ever ask for and hope that Theory makes a mistake. He did give that perfect lead. But you know Theory ain't gonna make no mistakes, boy. It's not often you see it, and I don't believe he does here. So this vote's gonna come close here, but Theory, as always, Mr. Consistency, giving it everything he can. And he's looking to move on to the next round of competition here. I knew it was going to be a fun pairing, and it absolutely did deliver. And about 20 seconds left on the vote here. Let us know what you think about these guys' runs. Getting some love for Skull in the votes there. That's what we like to see, but Theory pretty handily holding on to the lead here, so he will be moving on. And you see there at the bottom of the screen, the drivers moving on to the eliminator round. You will see facing off against Damien there in the third pairing is going to be Theory. You see him pop up at the bottom of your screen. So there are your eliminator round pairings. Cruz and Wayne, Tempa and Malte, Damien and Theory. This is going to be a hell of a show moving forward. Come back into our live view here, and we see the first pairing of the eliminator round. And as a reminder, you see at the bottom of your screen there, Redemption, that green pairing down at the bottom. It's currently empty right now. The three drivers that do not move on to the contender round of competition this evening will go to a vote, and you will pick which driver you want to see have a shot at Redemption. The two highest voted drivers will face off against each other for that final spot in the contender round. But before we get there, we have three pairings to get through. Cruz and Wayne, Tempa and Malte, Damien and Theory. Cruz and Wayne, you know these boys are going to get after it right here. They practice together a ton. Can't wait to see what they are bringing to the table here in the eliminator round. Interesting there on the flick from Cruz. Oh, but he straightens out. Wayne staying with him all the way through here. Doing his best to stay on the door. Definitely major contact there at the beginning. Wayne having to grab the brakes here to stay. This has been a wild run between these two. Both drivers definitely not on the same page. We can say that for sure. We'll take a look at the replay. Like I said, they practiced together a ton. I was not ready. They missed the timing on the initiation, it looked like. And you'll see, I had to grab the brakes. Oh, got the wrong, there we go. The wrong names up on the right side there. Sorry about that, guys. I was too interested in what was happening on the screen. I mean, yeah, both of these, that's the best way to put it, is these guys were just not on the same page for that at all. We'll watch it one more time here. They just, yeah, the timing was off on the initiation. One thing about this brand of this freestyle tandem drifting, it is a little bit of a dance. There's a lot of give and take between these drivers. And they were stepping on each other's feet here on the dance floor. Not something you often see out of either driver as well, but both of them able, I mean, they got through the run side by side here at the finish. Well, now we're going to be on the flip side of things. Can't wait to see how this stacks out with Wayne on the lead. Cruz going to be on the chase. He's in control of the start here. Cruz rolls forward. Returns the favor on initiation, and Cruz is sticking on him all the way through, which is not often something you see as somebody glued to Wayne's door, but Cruz is there, and now Wayne straps the rockets to that car, but you know Cruz isn't gonna let him run away. Taps the quarter panel. Man, I love to see these guys having fun in the server. And Cruz sails it all the way in the final turn. Oh, there's your fireworks run for this evening. Every other pairing we've had has been like super clean and tidy all the way through from start to finish, and these two have a boxing match in their cars. Oh, that was a fun one. All right, well, the vote is in the chat. Let us know which of these two crazy drivers you want to see move forward. I know they're having a good time, man. But I know with this next pairing coming up, it's not going to look anything like that. We're going to have some clean and precise, high angle, high speed drifting coming your way. But man, Cruz and Wayne were having some fun there. And I've got to say, I know Wayne pretty well. You'll see on the replay here next time around, when he was in this lead position, when he made his first initiation, that shot to the door of Cruz was 100% on purpose. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Obviously, SLIDESTYLE always about having some of the top drifting drivers, top virtual drifting drivers in the world here with our own unique brand of freestyle tandem drifting. But due to the nature of what we do, sometimes you get runs like this. And I mean, name anywhere else in the world where you could have two guys in drift cars essentially have a boxing match throughout their run and still get to the finish in one piece in both cars. It's a testament to how much fun this tournament series is and the talent level of these guys. But you could damn near see the smile on their faces. Going across the finish line, and Cruz comes away with the win. I feel like there's some shenanigans going on in the in race control chat right now as well, because I can't see that during the event, and these guys know that. I wasn't paying attention to the votes at all. Cruz comes away. Oh boy. Well, don't worry, Wayne's not going anywhere, because that redemption vote will be coming at you here in just a little while. But Cruz is locked in and moving on to the contender. Oh boy. Tonight's been a night, man. I'm having a blast. I'm so glad we moved up the remainder of the season to be every 2 weeks instead of once a month. I can't wait to do this again, man. Oh boy. All right, we're having a good time here. Tempa and Malte up next, pairing number 2 here in the eliminator round of competition this evening. And these guys are ready to rock and roll here. Like I said, this run is most likely going to be absolutely nothing like what you just saw. So get buckled in for this one. That's right, the two drivers, the two countrymen from Finland, going to be throwing down here. On the bumper going into the first turn there is Malte. You know these guys are going to be glued to each other. Look at the angle from Tempa. And still able to carry that momentum. Malte trying to match the angle. But Tempa carrying that speed to this course. Look at how sideways that car is. All the way out almost to the dirt headed into the final corner. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody take a lead run to Malte like this. The Finns are going at it here. And you want to talk about being the complete polar opposite of the last run that we just saw. That's exactly what we got. Look at the angle that Tempa was able to get there. But on every single transition, Malte was either touching or almost touching the rear bumper of that R32 machine. Watch here on the first initiation. Closest we've ever had. But I mean, almost completely perpendicular as you saw the angle of the curbs on the inside of the course there. Tempa was like fully facing them. Unreal angle. We're gonna start calling him the protractor, man. This is what he did last month too. Tempa the protractor over here. Good grief. I'm having too much fun tonight. All right, we're coming back around. These guys have switched spots here. Malte going to be your lead driver. Tempa in the chase here. So you know Malte's got the speed. Tempa can carry that angle, but is he going to be able to keep up with the high speed coming out of Malte's S15 machine? They flash the lights. They're ready to roll. Moving on down the straightaway. Oh, you saw Tempa tap the brakes a little bit there. You never want to do that on the start because now you can see stepping away is Malte. He's got a lot of ground he's going to have to make up here, but he's doing it in quick fashion. Malte knows he has an advantage here. Looking to speed away as quickly as he can. Tempa headed back to the door here, is going to get back to him by the end of the run. Matches the angle coming to the finish. Unfortunate right off the start. We'll take a look at the replay. I think the replay is going to start just after what I was talking about, but that's one of those things that we've talked about all year long and in practice is you never, ever, ever want to tap the brakes in that chase position off the start. That as the control driver on the start, you are the chase car. You have to be in that second position, which by process of elimination means you see, yep, he touches the brake twice, 3 times there. Definitely not what you're looking for. Oh, unfortunate after that perfect first run. I thought there was somebody that could take Malte out and force him to be in the redemption vote. But as I was saying, the control car on the start is the chase car. They are going to be in a chase position, and by process of elimination, that means that the other driver has to be in the lead position. If the lead driver is not in the lead heading into the first turn, that is on them. That is a penalty on the leader. Now, obviously, the chase car cannot block them from doing that. I mean, it is like I said earlier. It's a lot of a dance here in slide style. It is a give and take situation. So the chase driver obviously can't just rocket ship it into the first turn like it's a drag race and try to beat the lead car. That would obviously not be fair. But the lead car does have to be the lead car for the run. So as long as the chase driver is driving fairly, the lead driver is expected to take over that position. So definitely you don't want to be on the brakes as the chase driver off the start, because as you'll see, you end up in a behind the 8 ball situation there like Tempa was, and he made the best of it. by getting back to the door of Malte. But as you see there on the vote, Malte does come away with the win. But don't worry, Tempa is not going anywhere. We have the redemption vote coming at you here in just a little while, even though he is going to be up against tough competition. So our final pairing before we get to that redemption vote is going to be Damien versus Theory. Just like Damien and PWX earlier, Damien and Theory have faced off against each other time and time again here in Slide Style. They know each other well. They're both incredible drivers. And they are going to bring it to you right here. Both of these S15 machines. Smooth initiation from both drivers. Matching the angle is Theory in that chase position. Oh, Damien overcooks it. Theory, incredible not to run into the side of him there. Both drivers able to finish. That's that give and take that I'm talking about. The sportsmanship of these drivers is unparalleled. Any other drift series in the world, that chase driver would have either driven into the door of the leader or just passed them around the outside. And Theory says, no, sir, we're going to finish this run nice and cleanly. Great stuff here as we take a look. Damien, similar to Skull earlier, that car snapped around. Theory even helping keep Damien on the course here and then finishes out the run. Beautiful stuff from both of these guys. That's what we love to see. And then the awesome finish out of these two side by side, door to door. So we'll take one more to get the replay here. Damien's car did exactly what Skull's car did earlier on. Watch the transition here. Is the rear end of that S15 just wanted to swing on around. Great driving from both of these guys to get through that situation and bring it home nice and safe. Well, here we are back at the starting line. Theory in the lead position. Ready to roll here, so we're going to see how it works out on the flip side of things. Perfect start from these two. That's exactly what we're talking about there. Side by side into the first turn. Damien glued to the door of Theory. No mistake through the second turn on that one. Staying right on the bumper. Tracing the tire tracks here. One of the cleanest tandem runs we've had all night long. Picture perfect start to finish for Damien and Theory. Oh, this is going to be an interesting vote here, and it's even going to be a tougher vote for redemption in just a little while. But man, that second run. From these two here. Damien did every bit of everything to have the perfect chase on that second run. Like the situation earlier, hoping to squeeze a mistake out of Theory, which is about the tallest order you could ever ask for. That vote is coming down to you here. About 30 seconds left on it. Before we head into the redemption vote. Looks like Theory has a pretty handy lead over Damien here. Coming down to the last couple of seconds. And it is going to be Theory moving on into the contender round. And we're going to find out who he will be facing off against. As we make our way into... Oh, I hit the wrong button. Ignore that vote. I hit the wrong thing. Look, it's even going back. Look, I'm screwing it all up. It's been that kind of night over here for us with these replays and everything. But that's all right. Is there a way to cancel a poll? If my mods know how to cancel a poll, do that for me. Doesn't look like there is. Oh, there is. Got it covered. All right, we'll put the votes back where they belong. All right, look at that. We got it all sorted out over here. No worries. Got it taken care of. And we are ready for the redemption vote here. And it is going to be between Wayne, Tempa, and Damian. That vote is on its way to you right now. Wayne, Tempa, and Damian. Which of these three drivers do you want to see have a shot at redemption? The top two drivers will be facing off against each other for a chance to move into the contender round and face off against Theory. Who is it gonna be? Wayne, Tempa, and Damian. This is going to be a close vote between all three drivers. Both had incredible runs. Coming down to it here on the vote, just about 30 seconds left. Let us know who you want to see have a shot at redemption and make another run. And it looks like it is going to be Wayne and Damian facing off against each other here. Great runs out of both of those two. Great run out of Tempa facing off against Malte. Hell of a run. One of my favorite ones to watch of the whole night. Great runs from Tempa. Been doing great in the events that he's run with us this season. Huge shouts out to him. And better luck next time on it. There you have it. Wayne and Damian. They will make their way to the starting line here. And there you have it. Left side of the screen, Wayne and Damian. Your redemption pairing here. This is going to be a hell of a face-off here, and the winner is going to face off against Theory in the contender round. Let's get it going. Lots of contact here from Damian, staying right on the quarter panel of Wayne, not letting him get away, not letting him go anywhere. And Wayne's going to bring that speed here, but Damian right with him all the way through. Will he stay with him through this final turn here? Dives it into the inside all the way back to the door as they cross the finish. Great first run from these two. You know, Wayne's always coming with the speed. Damian not letting him get out of his sights for a single second on that run. Great start here. Love to see Damian driving into the front bumper up on this first turn. He's done that for both of his chase runs so far that we've seen. It's the kind of intensity that we're looking for here. Wayne with about as perfect of a lead as you can ask for as usual. These guys are lined back up and ready to go at it one more time. Wayne giving all of the room for the start. He's over there on the left side of the track, on the left side tires on the white line here. We're giving Damian all the room in the world. Let's see how this one shakes out. Who is going to be facing off against Theory in the contender round coming at you? Oh, big contact there from Wayne. Straightens his car back out here. Able to drive it right back in there to the corner and get back to the door of Damian. Damian seems to be trying to walk away from Wayne here. Wayne trying to adjust his line to make up the distance, and it's a major contact there to Damian. Great run from these two. Which redemption driver is going to be the last driver moving on to the contender round as we watch both of these replays here? Votes are coming in hot. Watching these two here. You'll see Damian look to take advantage here. Seeing Wayne starting so far off to the side. He tried to get that speed in and run away, and after clobbering the door there, Wayne actually got straightened out a little bit, able to get that car back on angle and get back to the door of Damian. And then Damian, you putting the speed on here. But check out how Wayne adjusts his entry into this turn to be able to surge forward and get right to the door, completely parallel with Damian there right at the end. But after his transition over rotation earlier against Theory, Damian has come back with an absolute vengeance. and delivered a picture-perfect lead and chase run here. I mean, Wayne just clobbers the door of him there. And like I said earlier on in Damien's run against PWX, not allowing any little bit of pressure to get to him at all throughout this run. Just a few seconds left on the vote, but it does look like it is going to be Wayne moving on to the contender round, and he will be facing off against Theory. Great runs from both of these guys. Always fun to watch these two going at it. Look at how much speed they carry. It's so crazy to watch. Head back into our live shot here. Cruz and Malte, our first pairing of the contender round. And Theory and Wayne, second group. Which driver is going to be moving into the finals to fight over a win here? As you see there, the names in gold on the left side of your screen are already event winners. Cruz, the odd man out, the one man that hasn't won an event here in slide style this season, looking to change that if he can beat out Malte here, make it to the finals. But he'll have tough competition either against Theory or Wayne. We're going to find out here. Race control gives the go-ahead. We are ready to rock and roll here. Contender round. Off we go. Malte controlling the start here. Cruz with the perfect entry. Malte diving it in there. Matching the angle there beautifully. Close on the transition. Also matching the angle coming out of that one as well. Awesome work on the chase here, but a great lead from Cruz. Very predictable, easy to follow, just what you want to see. Tons of angle here on the final turn. Malte right back to the door at the end of it. Awesome runs from both of these guys right here. When you get to the contender round of a slide style event, that's when you start to see, as the Macho Man would say, ooh, the cream rise to the top. Yeah, that's when the cream rises to the top. The best of the best come to play, and you can see it in their driving. Buttery smooth all the way through. Great lead and chase runs from both of these guys here. Lots of respect between the two drivers. It's what we love to see. They are battling hard to make it to the showdown round. Round 8 of this year's slide style drift tournament here in San Palezzo. Malte going to be on the lead this time. Cruz in control of the start. As they get the green light, let each other know they're good to go. They get rolling perfectly in sync. Great initiation here into the first turn. Tons of angle out of Malte here. So much angle out of Malte, it turns around. Oh no! Malte's car gets turned around. Oh no! We watch the replay here. We'll see the first run again, and then we'll see the second one, see if we can spot what happened with Malte. As that vote is in the chat. Oh no, here we go. The end of this one. Beautiful run from these two first time around. Now we'll see here with Malte on the lead. Great start from both guys. Perfect initiation here. At just too much angle, and when those front tires hit the curb right at the end of it, I think it was going to slide through. He was going to be able to come through the radius of the turn, maybe touch a little handbrake or something, get the car to transition around. He would have been fine. But when those front tires hit that curb, it locked in that rotation and around it went. So unfortunate there. Team, these two drivers, vote still coming at you. Oh no. Looking to make it a two-time event win this season for Malte. Not going to happen, and Cruz is going to have the opportunity to grab his first win in a slide style event. Who is he going to be facing off against? We see one more time here. You'll see that curb. It touches there, and it's just... Had it been 3 inches further out on that turn, I think he would have been able to get it back around, no problem. And you could see Cruz was giving him the room to do it. He was holding out for him to make the save. But there you have it, Cruz on the way to the showdown for the first time ever, I believe, for Cruz. Congratulations to him moving forward. And now we're going to find out who is he going to be facing off against for the event win here. Theory and Wayne currently on the line. Theory won an event earlier this season. Wayne, two-time winner this season. Looking to make it the three-peat. Theory looking to add a second trophy to the cabinet. And they're going to have to get through Cruz to do it. But first, they have to face off against each other. This is going to be a hell of a run here. Who is it going to be between these two former winners? You see Wayne far to the inside there yet again. Oh, a ton of speed out of Theory off the start. Looks to step away from Wayne a little bit. Wayne's going to have to drive it in there hard to get back to the door. So much angle from Theory as well there. Mr. Consistency looking to put on that lead that he's known for. Wayne's not letting him get anywhere, though. Staying right with him all the way through here. All the way to the door. Makes a little contact there. Three-wheeling hardcore. As they come to the finish. That one's just fun to watch right there. Awesome driving talent on display here between Wayne and Theory. They are back on the line here yet again, ready to get their second run underway. We've got Wayne on the lead. Theory going to be the control car for the start here to find out which driver moves on to the final showdown, facing off against Cruz for the event win. Huge flick into the first initiation. Theory gives him all the room. Oh, his car straightens out on him, but look, he's able to surge right back. Stays right in the smoke trail of Wayne. Sails it into that final turn all the way back to him. Drives right back to the door for the finish. What happened right there at the beginning? We're going to take a look on the replay as the vote is coming to you. Of course, we'll see that first run. Theory in the lead. Awesome stuff on that first run there. As we come back around here, let's take a look and see what happened with Theory here right at the beginning. He makes the initiation. Theory gets in. The car started to angle up, and he had to catch a little bit of brake. And it did way more than he wanted. He was able to gather it up, no problem. Didn't lose any ground to Wayne there at all. Just a pretty big adjustment in that first turn, but otherwise, and then, of course, Wayne turns on the jets. It's like a shark. He can smell blood in the water. He was like, I need to get away now. This is going to be close on the vote here. Can't believe how perfectly smooth Theory's lead run here is. Which driver going to be facing off? Against Cruz, just 20 seconds left on the vote. If you haven't yet, let us know who you want to see. It's coming down so super close here between these two. The face-off against Cruz in the showdown round here in San Palezzo. Last few seconds. The people's voices are heard. They want to see it. They want to see Theory versus Cruz. Does Theory get his second trophy of the year, or does Cruz pick up the first win and check that column off in his stat line for this season? Great runs from everybody here. I want to give a big shout out to Wayne as well. As always, our technical director for this evening, making sure everybody's cars are within spec and everything is on top of how it should be. So huge thank you to him for that. And we are here in the showdown. The final pairing of the night. You see it there on the left side of your screen. Cruz versus Theory. Cruz is going to be your lead driver here off the start. Let's see the love over here in the Twitch chat for these two finalists, and tell us, who do you want to see come home with the trophy? Let's hear it. Let's see the love. These guys ready to rock and roll here. I want to thank everybody for joining us to get to this point here this Friday evening. Been having a blast hanging out with y'all. Thanks for sticking with us through any technical difficulties we had earlier in the evening. Always appreciate you for that as well. Let's see some action here between these two. Are we going to see a first-time winner, or are we going to see Theory lift up the second trophy for this season and move himself forward in the championship fight? Let's find out right now. These guys are green. They are ready to go. Final pairing of tonight's show is underway. Perfect start for these two. Lots of speed from Cruz here. And that four-door R34, the big boy, but you know, Theory's going to stick right with him. Imagine the angle all the way around that first turn. Tons of angle there out of Cruz. Given the runs of his life here tonight, Theory not going to let up on that pressure for 1 second. You know he's going to stay right there with him. About a perfect of a lead as you can ask for out of Cruz. The angle on the final turn, 90 degrees sideways as they come across the finish. Unbelievable how much angle Cruz just had coming through that final turn. Driving like his life depends on it here. He wants that victory some kind of bad. Watch here, perfect run up to this point. Watch the amount of angle this car has. I thought he was spinning out, but look at just the angle and the speed. It keeps up the momentum. I think Theory thought he was going to lose it too, but he was completely under control all the way through it. And as we see on Theory's chase here, matching the angle, great proximity, great on the transitions. Little touch to the door there, which is what you want to see. Sticking with him. And then, like I said here, it's almost like Theory thought he was losing it too. Watch right at the end here. Theory's like, are you good? Yeah, you're good, damn. That was so awesome, man. Coming back here to the starting line. These guys have switched positions. Theory going to be your lead driver. Final run of the night to find out who is going to come away with the win in round 8 of the SLIDESTYLE 2023 Championship here in San Palezzo. Can't wait to see it. These guys are clear. They are green. Who do you think is going to get the win here? They are off. Another great start. Perfectly side by side headed into the first turn. Cruz all the way up to the front bumper of Theory here. Theory given all of that angle. Gets across the curb, almost loses it. Both cars holding on. Cruz not letting him get away one little bit, staying right with him all the way through, matching the angle through the final turn, right on the door. Theory with all of the angle, and Cruz right there for the finish. Two unbelievable final runs from these two drivers. Who do you want to see with the win? Incredible driving from both of these guys here. The votes are coming in. About minute 10, minute 15 seconds left on the vote. Let us know, who do you want to see with the trophy, with the win? Between Cruz and Theory, watching these incredible runs between these two. Both drivers absolutely on a mission this evening. Cruz with that full body 4-door R34. You know, Theory in his standard S15 always bringing it. Last few seconds on the vote here. Cruz holding a pretty steady lead. Is it going to hold out to the end of the timer? Is he going to come away with his first ever SLIDESTYLE event victory? Down to the last few seconds, and it looks like we are going to have a first-time winner. Congratulations to Cruz with the win. Awesome stuff from him. Great driving all the way around, and he had to beat out some of the best to get to this point. Congratulations to Cruz on the win, winning that $20 game card as well as getting championship points, a big boost in the championship points for this season. Flyers, of course, will be grabbing the prize for the top qualifying spot. Great job, though, from all drivers involved. Everyone here at SLIDESTYLE wants to give a big thank you to everyone watching along and voting on these runs and being a part of our great fan base here that has always been so enthusiastic about our events. And being a part of it. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much for your votes, for joining in, watching along, having a fun time. Huge shout out to DK. Our man didn't drive tonight, didn't want to play double duty. He wanted to be race control, fully focused, and did an incredible job of keeping everything running nice and smoothly. Wayne, of course, our technical director, making sure all of these cars are within the regulations. If you want to find out about SLIDESTYLE and how you can become a part of an event like this, ! SLIDESTYLE in the chat will take you to our official Discord server. Or if you're just a fan of what we're doing, you want to find out more, you want to see the lines for the season, you want to see the schedule, you want to see the rules, everything, it's all there. Central hub of information for SLIDESTYLE is there in the official Discord. And once again, a huge congratulations to Cruz. We will see everybody here in 2 weeks. That's right, 2 weeks. We adjusted the schedule. 2 weeks. Irwindale going to be under the lights. Can't wait for that one. Huge congratulations to Cruz on his first win here in SLIDESTYLE. These guys are going to burn it down. But until next time, I've been Alex. This has been SLIDESTYLE. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Irwindale. Everybody be safe. We'll see you next time.